Matthew calling in from Florida. Matthew, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, thank you, fellas and ladies. I've just been listening to your show and hearing about you talk about our loss of freedoms and when we lost it. And in my opinion, it was Roosevelt with his New Deal kind of gave us a raw deal by instituting the welfare state and instituting Social Security and the Medicaid. Kind of lost me around the 20s, I guess, is when we started losing our freedom. And
Yeah,
we don't live in a
for
republic
sure.
anymore.
We just weren't alive then, so we didn't witness it firsthand, but I agree with you.
I think that Woodrow Wilson
It was
had a
probably starting before that, too.
Yeah, I'd say it started with Teddy, if we're calling Roosevelt.
How about it started with George Washington, really?
Right.
I mean, it started with the
Certainly
Constitution.
John Adams, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agreed. I think that the government's grown because of many of the social welfare programs, but war is the health of the state. That's been stated more than once by more than one of the great thinkers. And the United States hasn't, in the 20th century, didn't shy away from a major war at all.
Narrow one. In fact, we provoked them. And now we have all the other countries who are aiming their guns at us for the most part. They maybe can't come across the border unless they come through Mexico or Canada, but they have their eye on us.
Well, blowback's a real thing, and the scary part is we know blowback's a real thing, or the government knows that, I should say, not we. But the United States, they're aware that blowback is an issue. That when you go on crazy foreign gallivantings, this is there's going to be a reaction that occurs.
I was listening to a radio program just as I was on my way here, and the politicians were talking about, there's like 500 Europeans, I think Great Britons that are involved in this ISIS thing. They're concerned with them, not what they're going to do over in the Levant, what they're going to do when they get back to Great Britain. They've already, they've been training, they've been fighting or whatever. They're revoking passports. If ISIS decides that Great Britain, or the United States for that matter, is just too much of a problem, they're already willing to supposedly behead a reporter. If they decide they're too much of a problem, what's to stop them from sending somebody who has a U.S. passport already back to the U.S. to do whatever it is that they want them to do? You don't need, if terror is your business, you don't need too many people to do it.
Correct. And with the social problems that we have in our country, with the fighting amongst ourselves, it's a firm belief. United we stand, divided we fall, and we're so divided, both politically and socially, that we're in a world of mess, and the whole world sees that, and the whole world who wanted to be like us, now we are like the whole world. We're not bringing them to our standards. We are lowering ourselves to them.
It's it seems like the only solution is to leave those people and their mess alone and stop, inserting ourselves every opportunity that it seems like the government can find. They just get involved in other people's business.
Absolutely, all the time. And, I really tried to do something about it. I really tried hard, and I'm trying again, but it's kind of a fruitless effort.
Have you heard of the Free State Project? Have you heard of the Free State Project?
In New Hampshire, I have, yes.
Yeah.
It is in New Hampshire, correct?
That is correct.
And as are we. We moved here because of the Free State Project.
All three of us on this program are Free State Project signers and movers. And, I got really sort of dejected that nothing could be done on a national level. I still don't believe that anything
it's
can
easy
be done.
to feel that way. It's very depressing.
And that's why I picked up and moved to New Hampshire, because I couldn't see a route for freedom in Sarasota, Florida, where I lived. And I'm sure that there's plenty of people in Sarasota that are happy to get rid of me, too. And
I still don't see a real path to freedom on a national level or anything like that. But at least living here in New Hampshire, there's a large community of people who are also interested in freedom. And I definitely couldn't say that about Massachusetts, where I used to live. Yeah,
check it out if you would, Matthew. It's at freestateproject.org. As soon as 20,000 people sign up over there at freestateproject.org, then the move is triggered. Actually, we already have 1,600 people in state.
Yeah, over 3/4 of the way to the goal. It'll be interesting to see what happens when that's finally...
Indeed it will, and I'm excited by it. And people that like the ideas of liberty, I think it's the only thing going. It's really the only thing going. Maybe Bitcoin cryptocurrencies.
It's if you're going to stay in the U.S., New Hampshire is the place to
I
be.
totally agree with that.
Yeah, and you can do cryptocurrencies elsewhere.
Otherwise,
in New
go
Hampshire.
live on a boat.
Yep,
Maybe
there's
retrofitted cruise ship. And by the way, when I say a large community of people who are interested in freedom, I'm talking like, 1,000, 2,000 people, not, a couple dozen that come to your local pizza parlor and talk about the Libertarian Party candidate for office or whatever,
You've got to see it before you dismiss it. If you believe in the ideas of liberty, before you dismiss it, you have to see it.
Yeah, come to PorcFest. That's the Porcupine Freedom Festival. It happens every summer, and you can see all the...
You got Keenvention in a little over a couple months.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep, Keenvention's coming up. It's worth checking out.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.